So we all know Jay-Z and Diddy are pretty close. But with Diddy now in the public spotlight for all the wrong reasons, Ice Cube has come out with some pretty shocking statements about the Carters.
A lot of you listening to me right here, right now, you're not part of the club either. And what I realized with the club is what makes them so mad is when you don't want to be a part of their club. That pisses them off. What club am I talking about? I'm talking about the club of gatekeepers. The important thing is, for me to go on these platforms, say what I feel about what I think. And, some people may get pissed off because I'm going to talk to everybody.
Diddy got his start in the music industry as an intern at a radio station around the same time as Jay-Z. One significant event early in his career was when he co-hosted a celebrity basketball game at City College of New York. Unfortunately, it ended tragically with a stampede that resulted in 9 deaths. The mayor at the time, David Dinkins, criticized Diddy for not ensuring experienced organizers were in charge, especially since tickets were oversold. After some time at Uptown Records, Diddy founded Bad Boy Records in 1993. One of his earliest big hits was releasing Notorious Big's album, Ready to Die. He also played a major role in launching the careers of artists like Foxy Brown, Faith Evans, and Mary J. Blige. But later, Mark Curry spoke out about what really went down behind the scenes at Bad Boy Records.
Did I see these kind of things in his actions when I knew him or when I was around him? Did I see him have those bursts of violence? Just not on, you'd be like, he did it. If you've seen that, it was another video. He won some, he just over cocky. That's why he got fired from Uptown. He's over, what do you call someone who's overly confident? To the point to where it's called arrogance, right? He's arrogant. Nothing wrong with being arrogant, but when you're arrogant and you do it in spiteful ways, then, so when I seen that and I reflect, and I'm like, man, I do remember seeing him be being physically violent towards females. I seen him be physically violent towards producers, other record execs, even artists. Always those kind of stories, man. But those stories are seen from the inside out, not from the outside in. So it's just like, sometimes you can tell, as a man, you'd be like, look, we're gonna need a fair one, or we a one-on-one, a fair one-on-one, and we fight as men so we can come to a resolution, right? So sometimes we fight as men, but you see that sometimes they fight, they keep fighting. They fighting with women, they fighting with people, they fighting with love, they fighting with they self. I seen him fight with his own self. I seen him be violent to his own self, forget anybody else. I seen him beat his own self up.
Wow, what you mean by that?
Meaning you putting yourself through so much stuff, you beating your own self up, you bringing yourself down with whatever kind of things you need at that time, whether it be alcohol, whether it be pills or whatever it is that you need. Sometimes people get addicted to pills. And when they get addicted to pills, that it alters the ego. All of that kind of stuff, devices. I seen it all, man.
And you said that you seen him get physical with his own artists?
Meaning like producers, mainly the hitmen. Mainly the producers. And what I mean by physical, it'd be like, sometimes it might be a physical fight between him and someone else. And you say, wow, you're fighting even with your own artists. You're fighting when you go home. You're fighting with people in your office. You're fighting with your girlfriend. You're fighting with me. You just want to fight everybody, don't you? That's what, when you think of that name, that might be what he defines Bad Boy. It's really about that energy. that he feels like what makes him. That's what makes him.
Diddy became a major figure in the music scene, especially during the intense rivalry between the West Coast and East Coast in 90s hip-hop and gangsta rap. This period marked a significant moment in the genre's history. The feud between Knight, founder of Death Row Records, and rapper Tupac Shakur ended tragically with the deaths of both Biggie and Tupac. Although Diddy was never directly implicated in these tragedies, rumors and conspiracy theories have swirled around the circumstances of their deaths. Despite the controversies, Diddy's career continued to thrive. Jaguar Wright offered an interesting viewpoint on Diddy's accomplishments.
I was thinking to myself the other day, Uptown Records started with 5 people. Andre Harrell, I'll Be Sure, Heavy D, and Puffy. And Kim was the longest working employee because she was there from the very beginning. She was Andre's personal assistant. Kim's dead. Heavy D is dead. Andre Harrell is dead. The only 2 left are Puffy and Al, and Al almost. Isn't that interesting?
That is interesting.
Heavy D was found dead, face down in the heart attack. Andre Harrell, heart attack. Kim died from pneumonia, but there's the first coroner's report that said that she died. It was ruled a homicide, and they found toxins in her body to prove that she had been poisoned. You know, they have poisons that create heart attack and pneumonia-like symptoms. And then right after that, Al had a meeting, and I was going to meet up with him because we were in Vegas. And I said, no. You want to know what they all had in common, though? The survivors and the late of Uptown Records, they were all writing tell-all books. Andre was writing a book right before he died. Heavy D was working on a book before he died. Kim Porter was working on a book before she died. And Al B. Sure was working on the documentary of his life. And then he goes into a coma. Has Puffy ever been in a coma? Has anything happened to him? He must be the luckiest motherfucker, because it seems like everybody that worked at Uptown Records from the very beginning. Come on. Just him. I guess Al disappointed you. You know, I speak for a reason. When you see this bullshit motherfucking game with people that you love, that you like, you know, it's too many coincidences.
Too many. You
honeycomb.
Oh. Stamp it.
We gonna get you and your little dog, too.
Diddy faced more controversy when he was accused of assault. In the music video for Hate Me Now, which featured Nas, a scene depicting them being crucified sparked outrage. Diddy, feeling it was disrespectful, wanted it removed, but the uncensored version leaked out. In response, Diddy and Nas took action against Interscope Records' boss. Diddy eventually pleaded guilty to a lesser charge and was sentenced to a day of anger management. But that's not the only violent incident in Diddy's past. In a notorious event at a New York nightclub, a heated argument escalated into a shooting, injuring 3 people. Both Diddy and his then-girlfriend Jennifer Lopez were arrested and faced charges related to violence and gun possession. While Lopez's charges were dropped, Diddy went to trial, alleging racial bias in the justice system against black men. He was acquitted, but his protege Shine was sentenced to 9 years in prison for his involvement, accusing Diddy of betrayal. Over time, more individuals have come forward to corroborate allegations against Diddy.
According to this woman, she says that she's been telling this story consistently for years, but there's been a cover-up. And if we've learned anything from the Cassie story and the recent allegations and other lawsuits, it seems as if Diddy has a pattern of threatening people and cover-up. And she literally says that he had to end up paying her for that incident. Again, as always, these are allegations. I just want to play what she says for you, because a lot of people are saying she's been saying the same story for a very long time. A lot of this has been covered up, and this is why the public doesn't know about her story.
Hey, how you doing? So, here today about this latest lawsuit with the P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, Puffy, Sean Puffy Combs, whatever you want to call him, lawsuit that has come out involving the producer Lil Rod. So basically his last two lawsuits, or last two major lawsuits, the one with Cassie, she made mention that Puffy made her carry his guns into nightclubs and wherever they went. And he threatened her to make her feel like she had to do so. And while there were lots of things of importance, that stood out to me. And I'm going to tell you why. In this lawsuit with the producer Lil Rod, they were both SA'd by him and threatened and physically harmed. But in this lawsuit, he appears to be a very young producer to me. But he said something very specific. As a means of threatening him, Puffy said, "That's why I shot up the club in New York back in 1999 and let Shine take the fall for it." Let me tell you why that's of utmost importance to me. Because I am the woman who he shot in the face in that 1999, December 27th, 1999, Club New York shooting. The bullet, I got shot in my face with a 9 millimeter hollow point bullet called a cop killer. I literally have told everyone and never changed what I said. I watched him. I got pow-powed in the face. I watched him fire the gun. I've said it all this time. Even the surgeon who did my surgery to take out part of the bullet fragments that was aspirating into my lungs and try to remove as many bullet fragments as possible, testified in the criminal trial that while they were putting me under, I was screaming, "Puffy, pew pew me in the face." He testified in the criminal trial. It is in the record. They all knew he did it. Everybody knew he did it. But he paid off the club bouncer named Sharice and all these other people and the club owners with their video to hide the video. That's his MO. I told everybody that. This man almost took my life, has traumatized my life, has caused undue harm, irreparable damage to my life, lied his behind off. I've had all these youngins on the internet asking me, swearing that I'm making it up that he did it. And look what he did to Lil Rod. He threatened him. "Oh, you don't think I bust my gun? I shot up the club in Club New York and let Shine take the fall for it. I shot them people." Well. It only took 24 whole years for it to come out. You see this tattoo? This commemorates me getting shot. It took 24 years for him to come out and say it. I've been saying it all along, but y'all pick and choose who y'all want to believe. Oh, baby, you ain't seen nothing yet. Not only did he pew me in the face, he also set off a course of harassment against me for the past 24 years. When I tell you the things I went through, there was a time in 2017 and 2018 where I got 7 flats on my BMW. 7, the same tire, in a 2-year span. 7. You see this RICO charge that's about to come? This conspiring and pew-pewing up the club and ruining or attempting to ruin my life? As God as my witness, I will not stop until you suffer every single iota of punishment until I have every second of recompense that you took from me. For every tear that I had to cry, or my children had to cry, I am going to get $1 million back from you. I will not stop until you pay the price for what you did to my life. And for all you people out there on the internet and in cyberspace and in the far reaches of my life or the perimeters or wherever, who always like, oh, she just saying that to get some. Hell, what you got to say now? What you got to say now? I had some youngins on the internet that ain't even old enough, that weren't even alive when it happened, arguing me down, cussing me out, calling me everything but a child of God. Go check Instagram, it's there. Harassing my life. Harassing me. Oh, you lying, he ain't do that to you. You just want clout. You just chasing clout. What is that to chase clout about? How is that clout chase worthy? It doesn't even make sense. Well, I guess it would make sense in this new generation. But you better believe I will have my say.
Additionally, there have been allegations of and inappropriate influence by Diddy towards prominent figures in the industry. While Diddy is recognized for mentoring artists like Usher, there have been accusations of mistreatment towards him, as well as claims of inappropriate influence on Justin Bieber during their younger years. Reggie Wright is among those who hold this belief.
I believe that they see these sparse potentials in them, and and a parent will do anything to blow their kids up. Aaliyah mother settled for publishing rights for allowing R. Kelly to do what he did to Aaliyah. Janet Jackson family did it. With the guy from, can't think of his name right now, but I think it was the group called Shalamore or something like that. Did it with their family. She got her sister raising a kid, thinking that she's the mama. Yeah, I'll get too deep for y'all. But those situations has been happening.
There's talk that Diddy hung out with Justin Bieber for about 48 hours when Justin was still a kid. This raises concerns because of Diddy's past involving teenage boys. Justin was only 15 back then, but there's video proof of Diddy giving him a Ferrari and saying he could drive it when he turned 16.
16.
Slow down. Let's slow down, Justin.
Okay.
Let's slow down, okay?
One step at a time.
But yeah, the keys is yours. When you get 16, you good to go.
I'm good to go.
Yeah. And then when you get 18, you get the house. You get the mansion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So where are we off to now?
Where would you like to go?
I mean, wherever you want to go. Where are we going?
So check this out, yo. Justin, you ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, like, where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. I have been given custody of him. He signed to Usher.
I'm signed to Usher.
I had legal guardianship of Usher when he did his first album. I did Usher's first album. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So and we gonna go full crazy.
Going crazy.
Crazy.
I'm taking this out tonight.
What you wanna do? What you wanna do over the next 48 hours?
48 hours. Let's go. Let's just go get some girls.
There's speculation that these alleged actions might have been aimed at involving Justin in activities that weren't suitable for his age. It's important to stress that young celebrities need proper parental guidance and protection, especially when they could be in vulnerable situations. Reggie Wright had mixed feelings about the whole incident. He has generally gone on record to discuss Usher's ties and understanding of Diddy.
Puffy is a weirdo. I'm telling y'all he's a weirdo. But now that it's out, everybody else can benefit from the stories. But G ain't been telling y'all. That's one thing I give him credit for. He been telling y'all. He ain't been saying no words like I just harshly said it. But, dude, it's gonna come out. Usher, somebody gonna come out and tell y'all these stories. It's just a matter of time. when they gonna come out about this shit. I told y'all about Will and Dwayne. Remember I told y'all about that shit over 6-7 years on Art the Dialogue channel. Y'all go and read those comments. How many of y'all this making up shit?
Additionally, Diddy has faced accusations of sexual assault and misconduct. While these allegations should be approached with caution, they add to the overall narrative surrounding Diddy's alleged behavior. Former colleagues and associates have also come forward, accusing Diddy of inappropriate conduct and questioning his sexual orientation. It's crucial to treat these charges as allegations until solid evidence emerges. However, what's particularly troubling are claims suggesting Diddy's negative influence on figures like Justin Bieber and Usher. There's speculation that Usher's early association with Diddy may have had adverse effects, especially considering Usher's legal troubles and accusations of knowingly transmitting herpes. Similarly, Justin Bieber has publicly spoken about his struggles with addiction and breaking the law, which he attributes to his teenage years.
First time I smoked weed was in my backyard here. Got super stoned, and then I realized I liked a lot. That's when my desire to smoke started, and then I started smoking for a while. And then started getting really dependent on it, and that's when I realized that I had to stop. I don't think it's bad, I just think for me it can be a dependency. But yeah, first time I smoked, I don't suggest this, but I was 13. Yeah, 13, 12 or 13.
Was there anything that really concerned me? Yeah, I think maybe maybe the lean when he was drinking that. Can I say that?
There was a time where I was sipping lean, I was popping pills, I was doing Molly, shrooms, everything. And it was just an escape for me. I was just young, like everybody in the industry and people in the world who experiment and do, just normal growing up things. But my experience was in front of cameras, and I
think when you take somebody very, very young and they start to get horrible, crazy, crippling anxiety and it goes undiagnosed and you don't know what it is that you're feeling, you start to self-medicate because it makes you feel better. Just help you not to feel anything.
With all the success that we've had, we've also had some really turbulent times. When he turned 18, it started bubbling a little bit. 19 to, what was it, 21? That was probably that dark period.
We didn't speak a lot during some of the times where he was running amok. There were a few times where I saw him, and it just kind of hurt my heart, seeing him the way he was, So I think I just kind of put a little distance with that for my own sake. It would just go without saying that my position on maybe the path he was going down, but at the same time, just letting him live his life and learn and, I don't know, just do his thing.
I know that Justin knows a good person from I don't even know if anyone was a bad person. It was just kids mostly. But knows good from bad and knows right from wrong, and he's making some wrong decisions, but I never really believed that person that the whole world hated so much was who he is.
Usher, on the other hand, has been groomed to be an R&B superstar since he was very young. In 2016, he told Howard that he truly understood what it meant to be famous after spending a year with Puff Daddy at the age of 14.
I moved to New York City, and I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
That's the crazy thing. Now, that was L.A. Reid's idea, right? We're sending you over to something called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn
Flavor Camp?
Yeah,
Flavor
that's
Camp.
what it was called. And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's. He's going
In the 90s, do you understand what that's like?
Puffy's place was just filled with chicks and orgying nonstop, right?
Nah, not really. I mean, but it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle.
His one-of-a-kind education, known as Puffy Flavor Camp, began when a teenage Usher dazzled music mogul L.A. Reid with his musical ability. He was then transported to New York to live with Puffy during the peak of Bad Boy Records. where he learned what it took to truly succeed in music.
I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild.
So nobody tried to, some woman didn't come along.
I ain't say that.
Okay.
I didn't say that. What I did say is that there were very curious things taking place, and I didn't necessarily understand it.
Biggie Smalls was there.
Biggie Smalls was there. Lil' Kim, Craig Mack.
All these people are hanging around.
Yeah, man. Faith Evans,
And your
Jodeci,
parents were
Mary
okay?
J. Blige. They ain't know nothing about this.
Oh.
I was having a good time.
Even Gene Deal admitted that both Usher and Mace were aware of several of Diddy's secrets.
I remember some years ago, Cameron, he did an interview, and he told a story about how he went to Diddy house with Mace.
Yeah.
And he fought the in the scene.
I think that was crazy. I think that was out of, and then Mace said that was Puffs. I think he said Mace said that was Puffs, but Mace was in the bathroom with it. I don't know what that was all about, man, but that was real weird to me. That was crazy.
Crazy, man. But before we get off of that, right, I remember you told me a while ago that, Mace, he used to live with Diddy, and he know a lot of stuff about Diddy that a lot of people don't know.
Man, it's a lot of stuff that Mace and Usher know that they ain't telling about Diddy. It's a lot of stuff that they know. Can you imagine, bruh? Can you really imagine?
What you mean by Usher, though?
Usher used to stay with Diddy, too, when he was younger.
It's no surprise that both Jay-Z and Diddy are now getting reckoning for their alleged crimes. That's all for the video, folks. Thanks for watching.
Do let me know what you think about it in the comment section down below.